Center one is spot on your face.
I'm playing with the lens cap. Hello everyone. This time we're going to talk about a question that I get asked quite often. People ask me all the time, hey, how'd you get into magic? So let's find out how I got into magic. As you know, I've been doing magic for about 10 years, and in the last 10 years you've seen a lot of my competitions, my TV shows, but before this I was a bartender. I used to be at a bar all the way in Oxford. Before London, I was a bar called K Pasa. I don't know if any of you watching this had know me back then, but I used to be a flair bartender. That means it's one of these guys behind the bar juggling bottles like Tom Cruise. And I even performed at the Magic Circle when I just joined out, because at some point I was in the middle of bartending and magic, but we'll come back to that later. So how did I start? I was in the bar and I was flaring, doing competitions, and I wanted to do something a little more creative and a little more different. Now I knew what magic was because I probably had like a magic deck of cards with me when I was a kid, but I didn't really think too much about it, and I didn't really do magic as such. But later, while I was working behind the bar, I decided to put magic into my competition act, and I decided to not only throw bottles around but also make them levitate and make them vanish and things like that. And I started doing, I would say, more stage stuff where people asked me off stage, hey, can you do a card trick? And I could not do anything. All I was doing was just stage magic, making appearing canes and that sort of thing, which I don't do any of that now. But that's when I decided, okay, I need to learn a few close-up magic tricks that I can show people off stage. And I fell in love with it. After watching a few videos on card magic, I went to a few shops like Davenport's and Charing Cross Road, and I got bitten by the magic bug, as they say. And ever since then, I've been playing around with a lot of cards and coins. And when I started magic, I was doing a lot of card tricks, a lot of gimmicks, a lot of things that you would find in magic shops. I didn't have a character, I didn't have anything original about me. And then later in my magic career, I said, I have to be a little more different and unique, and that's when I changed my fashion sense to something else that's now, and it's always evolving. Now I do a lot of stuff with coins and rings and pens and just stuff that you don't normally would see. Most people would see card tricks, and although I do card tricks, I try and stay away from that. I try and do things that are more unique to me and it fits my style. So my character is this show off, but again, I don't want to be as look at me and see what I do and see how I do it, but I want people to appreciate the skill and time and effort that I've put into this over the years. It's kind of like a juggler. When you see them juggling with 5 or 6 balls in the air, what you're thinking is, wow, that's a lot of practice and it's a lot of dedication to your art. That's exactly what I want to do with my magic. So yeah, so that's a little video I decided to make of how I got into magic. And then if you want to ask me any questions later on how I developed more stuff, we can always talk about that in another video. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.